Let us see how the consonants take the help of a swara to become a whole letter and help us make words. Words are nothing but they are formed by the combination of syllables. We know that. So here in our example, I have taken the kavarga ka and shown how the swara helps it to become the letters that I have written. Ka, ka, ki, ki, ku, ku, kr, kr, klr, ke, kai, ko, kau, kam, kah. Like this, all other letters in each varga, chavarga, tavarga, tavarga, pavarga, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha, all the consonants take the help of a vowel to become these letters. And these letters help us make the words that we want. Here, in an example here, devaha. How is the word devaha made? Id plus a with the help of a swara. Iv plus aha made the word devaha. Another example is balika. Ib plus a plus il plus ik plus ik plus a made the word balika. So words are formed by the combination of syllables. And in Sanskrit, the shabdas are classified under two main groups. Let us see that classified into two main groups and are called as suptingantam padam. So the words that end in sup pratyaya at the end, like Ramaha and Rama, see that their ending is a and a. And words that end in ting pratyaya at the end, like bhavati and vandate, ti, te. Suptingantam padam. What is a padam? A word that ends in sup pratyaya or ting pratyaya, ante, antam, in the end. So that is suptingantam padam. So now further the shabdas are classified, are grouped under four classes. These are the four classes. Visheshana Shabda, Visheshya Shabda, Sarvanama Shabda and Sankhya Shabda. These are Subanta Shabdas or noun forms. Like I said, the Sup Pratyaya ending Shabdas are Subanta Shabdas and these are the noun forms. Visheshana Shabda is adjective like Madhuraha, Shuklaha. Visheshya Shabdas are nouns, Ramaha, Guru. Sarvanama are pronouns, Saha, Tvam, Aham. Sankhya Shabda is numerals, Ekam, Dve, like that. So these are the noun forms, that the shabdas that end with a supratyaya at the end. And all of these groups are declined in 3 genders, 7 vibhaktis, including Sambodhana Pratama, it will be 8 vibhaktis, 3 numbers, Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam, which is singular, dual and plural. Let us see the same thing with Tinganta or verb forms also are called Kriyapadam in Sanskrit and they are derived from roots, dhatu called roots and are conjugated into 3 numbers, singular, dual and plural, 3 persons, Prathama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, Uttama Purusha, and they have their own tense and moods like present tense, past tense and imperative mood, like that they are conjugated. And they are of 3 kinds, verbs. They are classified into 3 as Parasmaipadi, Atmanepadi and Ubhayapadi. Now Parasmaipadi, verbs were put into Parasmaipadi when the action was done for others, Paraha, when the action was done for others. Atmanepadi verbs were put under Atmanepadi when the action was done to oneself, Atmanaha. Ubhayapadi are verbs that can be conjugated both in Parasmaipadi and Atmanepadi forms. For example, in Ubhayapadi, the word pach, to cook, can be conjugated as pachati, pachataha, pachanti in the Parasmaipada form and as pachate. Now, when I said that the action when it is done to others, so here in our example, pachati, mata pachati, a mother doesn't cook for herself, she cooks for the family. When the action is for others, the verb was picked from Parasmaipadi. So, mata pachati. When the action is done for oneself, atmanaha, sannyasi yatihi pachate. Although now we do not follow this type of thing. It's a lost school of concept. Still, it's worth knowing it. Now, let us see how the shabdas are declined in Prathama Vibhakti. As I said, the shabdas are declined in 7 to 8 Vibhaktis. Let us see the Prathama Vibhakti of the shabda of a shabda. Depending on the word ending, whether it is akaranta or akaranta, the shabdas are declined depending on their gender as well. Here, the Prathama Vibhakti alone of each of the gender has been shown. Balaha, so this is akaranta, pullinga, bala shabda. Balaha, balau, balaha. This is how the Prathama Vibhakti of any akaranta pullinga word will be declined in the Prathama Vibhakti. Now let us see the akaranta strilinga shala shabda. Because it is ending in akaranta, it is different. It is declined differently from bala akaranta ending word. Shala shabda. Prathama Vibhakti. Shala, shale, shalaha. Now this is akaranta strilinga shala shabda. Now akaranta napumsakalinga phala shabda. Neuter gender in Prathama Vibhakti is declined as phalam, phale, phalani. So depending on the ending of each shabda, they are declined in this manner. If it is an akaranta ending word, then it will follow bala shabda. If it is an akaranta ending word, it will follow shala shabda. If it is akaranta napumsakalinga, if it is a neuter, then it will follow phala shabda. And their numbers, singular, dual and plural. Now let us see the pronoun table as well. Pronoun tad shabda, dakaranta, the ending in the, dakaranta, trilingakaha, tad shabda. Trilingakaha means in all three lingas. Pullinga, strilinga and napumsakalinga. It is called tad shabda. Although it is declined differently, it is called tad shabda in all three lingas. In masculine, it is, the Prathama Vibhakti in masculine tad shabda is declined as saha, tau, te. He, they two, they all. In feminine, it is sa, te, taha. She, they two, they all. In neuter, it is tat, te, tani. So, this is tad shabda pronoun table. Let us see the etad shabda, idam shabda as another pronoun, dakaranta, etad shabda. It is not very different from the tad shabda we just saw. Eshaha. This is how the masculine Prathama Vibhakti alone will be. Eshaha, etau, ete. This is the feminine Strilinga Prathama Vibhakti. Esha, ete, etaha. This is the Napumsakalinga neuter Prathama Vibhakti. Etat, ete, etani. This is Makaranta idam shabda. Ending. Makaranta idam shabda. This is masculine Prathama Vibhakti. Ayam, imau, ime. Feminine Prathama Vibhakti. Iyam, ime, imaha. Neuter Napumsakalinga Prathama Vibhakti. Idam, ime, imani. Between these two shabdas, the meaning that they deliver is the same. Eshaha means this person. Ayam also means this person. So either of the two can be chosen to write in the sentence. Iyam is also this person, but in feminine. Esha is also this person in feminine. Etat means this. Idam means this in neuter. So both have the same sense. There is no difference between their meaning, but we have two shabdas that we can choose from to write. One more shabda, Makaranta Kim shabda, that would help us with questioning a sentence or questioning. This is the masculine form, Prathama Vibhakti, Kaha, Kau, Ke. This is the Strilinga feminine form, Prathama Vibhakti, Ka, Ke, Kaha. Neuter Napumsakalinga Prathama Vibhakti, Kim, Ke, Kani. This means who, what or which. When we want to question, we use this table depending on the gender that we need to question. In the Shabda forms for pronouns and nouns, let us take the verb form for Parasmaipadi, Vartamana Kala, present tense as well, so that we can make sentences. Now, as told, verbs in Sanskrit are taken from dhatus, root word. Here, pat is the root dhatu, meaning to read. It is conjugated in present tense, parasmaipadi, as pathati, patataha, patanti. This is only the prathama purusha given here. There is one more madhyama purusha and then uttama purusha. For now, let us focus on the prathama purusha. Prathama purusha of pathu to read is conjugated in parasmaipadi present tense vartamana kala as pathati, patataha, patanti. This is singular, this is dual and plural. Now we know some of the shabdas are handy here for us to make sentences. This is akaranta pullinga masculine balaha, balau, balaha. This is akaranta strilinga balika, balike, balikaha. This is napumsakalinga neuter prathama vibhakti phalam, phale, phalani. These are our pronouns handy in masculine, feminine and neuter. Now prathama vibhakti stands for subject, the karta, one who is the doer of the action. So now this is singular, dual and plural. Now I want to say balaha means boy. A boy reads or the boy reads. So I will pick. There is only one boy in my sentence. So I will pick balaha from prathama vibhakti because prathama vibhakti stands for karta, subject. So one boy. So I will pick singular. From singular I will pick balaha and I will go to the verb table pathati because pathati, patataha, patanti is prathama purusha or third person. Although it says prathama purusha, please do not get confused. It only means third person. Anyone other than you and I performing the action, any third person performing the action other than you and I takes this purusha. Pathati, patataha, patanti, depending on the number of people doing the action. If one boy reads, that means I will pick the same number, same singular from here. The verb has to agree with the subject. So the boy reads, balaha, pathati. If it was two boys, then balau, patataha. If it were many boys, plural, balaha, patanti. The gender can change and that does not affect the verb. So balika, one girl reads, balika, pathati. Two girls read, balike, patataha. Balikaha, many girls read. Balikaha patanti. Now with neuter, say we can change the verb into patati, patataha, patanti. Pat, to fall. One fruit falls. Phalam patati. Two fruits fall. Phale patataha. Phalani patanti. Many fruits fall. So we see that with any gender, this remained the same. The verb remains the same. And remember that the verb has to agree with the number of the subject. If it is one boy, then it will be one fall. If it is two boys, then it will be two fall. If it is three boys or more, then it is plural two in the verb. So the verb has to always agree with the subject. So now pronoun table, if you want to say he falls, saha patati. Two people fall, they two fall, those two fall, tau patataha. Te, many people fall, te patanti. She falls, sa patati. Te patataha, taha patanti. Tat patati, it falls. Te patataha, tani patanti. This is how we make our sentences using the prathama vibhakti of the noun table, and for now we have taken the vartamana kala parasmaipada of the verb table, which is only the prathama purusha that we have seen. The madhyama purusha and uttama purusha will come in a later video. Dhanyavadaha.